Good evening, everyone. It is July 2017. And we're going to talk about the laws of physics today. God's laws of physics. Colossians 1. All was created through him and for him. He exists before everything. And in him all things hold together. That means that everything is under his authority. So when we know that Yehoshua, we've talked about it a lot, has given his authority to us, do those things not belong to us, including gravity? Then Joshua spoke to Adonai on the day, which is interesting because Joshua is actually Yehoshua in Hebrew. On the day of Adonai, gave the Amorites over to Ben Israel, and said in the eyes of Israel, sun, stand still over Gibeon. Moon over Ajalon, the Ajalon Valley. And if you look at that, I mean, God held the sun in a position for 23, according to scholars, 23 hours and 40 minutes. There's 20 minutes missing to a missing day that all biologists and astrologists say we're missing a 24-hour period since the sun was put in the sky. And it's interesting because when Hezekiah told the prophet Elisha or Isaiah that he wanted the sun to step back 3 clicks on the sundial, that's 20 minutes. That's the other 20 minutes that's missing if you add it to the 23 hours and 40 minutes that we see here, the Battle of Joshua. It's a missing 24 hours. So Scripture details the quandary that scientists have. John 20. It was evening that day, the first day of the week, when the doors were locked where the disciples were. Yehoshua came and stood in their midst. John 11. Martha, the dead man's sister, said to him, Master, by this time he stinks. He's dead for 4 days. Yehoshua said to her, didn't I tell you that if you believe, you would see the glory of God? So you look at the first one. He's talking about the cell doors were locked, or the upper room doors were locked. And all of a sudden Jesus appears in the upper room. Well, how did he do that if all the doors were locked? Walked through a wall or just appeared. Transfigured himself. If he can do it, don't we have that same skill? He said, you can do anything I can do if you believe. Then we got him going to a grave of Lazarus and saying, wait a minute, didn't I tell you that he's gonna rise from the dead? And Martha is saying, yeah, but he stinks. Well, tell him to take a shower because he's coming out. All those things. Look at gravity. When he said, which disciple was it? I can't remember now. I don't know why I can't remember. That he saw under a fig tree. He said, I saw you. Well, he was miles away, but he saw him. And then he called him to him, and he became one of the disciples. We can do all of these things. We have no limits. The only limit we have is how much can we believe. So I just want you to think about that as you go through your week. We've talked a lot about the times we're living in, and these are special times. No reason to hold back. Please tell your friends that we're at streetlightgr.com/Facebook. And we're at YouTube at Streetlight Bible Study 4006. Be blessed and always be a blessing to others. Thank you for tuning in.